Hey, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. This week on the show, me and the family talk about the Fast and Furious franchise, Part 2. Is it dope or is it nope?
Worship and tribute, nerd!
The one I'm talking about, she was like, go back to your own country.
Yeah.
And then the chick was like, what country are your ancestors from?
I was born here, bitch.
Oh, they got what they deserved. That's all I'm saying.
Justice.
It's insane.
It's well within your right to say those words, but it's also well within your right to get your ass beat for
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
those words.
Yeah.
For running your fucking mouth.
Play stupid games,
Yeah.
win stupid prizes. That's how you know what I mean.
Dude, that is the realest thing you've ever said. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Oh, well, on that note, we should start. Hey, everybody, what's up? The turmoil of the world has gone crazy.
You could say it's furious.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
It's a rough world out there.
And it's happening fast.
It's furious.
Got zingers all
and
day,
it's
guys.
fast. Anyways, my name is Michael, a.k.a. Rickshaw. Welcome to Worship and Tribute, Nerd. Everybody introduce yourselves.
Rabbit, you start.
I'm Rabbit.
Hi, I'm Juan.
I'm Fuzz. Because I always started off, it's
True.
let's mix it up.
Because he always looks at you first.
I
Yeah,
know.
it goes clockwise.
Yeah.
I know, but I wanted to mix it up.
I appreciate it. You know what?
I appreciate you wanting to change it up. I don't want the viewers to get bored with
All 13.
the order we
you know?
introduce ourselves.
I know, man.
Dude, one day he's going to be like, oh shit, they introduce themselves the opposite. This is so cool. They would probably watch the whole fucking video.
It's
Yeah.
like this. Like, there's gonna be some kid who's like, I fucking hate when they talk about a bunch of shit, but when they introduce themselves,
It's time.
really gets me all nipple hard.
Keeps me guessing.
That's the
Are they
only
gonna
reason
go
I
left to
keep
right,
watching.
right to left? Are they going to start in the middle? I don't know. I don't know.
So you just got to keep him guessing, really.
But anyways, guys, we're gonna talk about the Fast and the Furious franchise today.
Again.
This is part 2. We did one talking about 1 through 5, and miraculously we fit it into an hour.
True.
And now we're gonna finish up with all of them. 6, 7, 8,
And Hobbs and Shaw.
and Hobbs and Shaw. Oh. Some of us didn't prepare for Hobbs and Shaw, but you can't prepare for that.
I bet I can tell you what happens.
I bet you could, too. I bet you could tell us exactly
You can
what
make an
happens.
educated guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty straightforward.
So.
I bet The Rock says some bitch 4 fucking times.
Oh, shit.
That
How
might
does
be
he
an
know?
that might be an understatement, actually.
I counted him the other day watching him, and it fucking God, dude. I hate that he
I
says
wonder if every
some
time he
bitch.
says that, Stone Cold is like, oh, it's my line.
I
You
hope
stole
so.
my line.
So
Speaking of Stone Cold,
Dumb
did you
son of
guys
a
see
bitch.
that?
Yes.
Did you see him ripping into people?
Oh my God, I love Stone Cold on the internet. It is
Same
the
here.
greatest
Yeah.
thing ever.
Stone
in all
Cold.
caps. I
Yeah,
hope
in
it's
all
him.
caps.
I hope
yeah,
it's him.
for sure, dude. He ripped into someone and was like, I don't give a shit about the Confederate flag because to white people it stands for something different than a bunch of people that are. I don't know the exact phrase, but that was him, and he was like, what at the end he used one of his phrases.
Yeah,
right.
that's the bottom line.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line.
Because Stone Cold said so.
Yeah. Because Stone Cold says you.
Texas rattlesnake.
Dude, he used to drink Miller Lite, dog.
He really did.
crush
Saint
him. He would crush.
Anyways, let's
Yeah,
get
we're
into
not
this
doing
Fast and the
WWE.
Furious.
Let's dive into it.
We're not
Let's
doing it
dive
like
into
2000.
I mean, I would
early
love to talk about
2000s.
Stone Cold. I almost wore my Straight
a
from the
whole
Path
nother-
Stone Cold shirt
And you-
today, actually.
And
too.
this is going to air not even anywhere near what's going on. So it's going to be like we're going to be like, yeah, Stone Cold said this. And then the people
Stone Cold
watching
probably
are going to
said
be like,
something like 5 years ago.
we're not even fighting anymore. They're like, why are they talking about what happened last month?
the ozone
We're
layer is
living in world
completely held.
peace.
Yeah.
Or World War III.
Dude, we got aliens now. What are we
It
worried about
can
this?
go either way at this point.
All right.
Let's
get
jump
into the
it.
Get into
Fast. We're going to start with Fast and the Furious 6. What's the official name of that one?
Fast
That's
Six.
very 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is. And it had a 70% on Rotten Tomato, and it was made in 2013.
That seems like so.
So,
No. Well, 7
what's
years.
the rundown on this one? Which one was this, guys?
So basically, after
Shaw.
5,
Owen Shaw.
It's Owen Shaw, yeah.
Yeah.
So they get recruited by. Is that when Mr. Nobody comes in?
No, this is the next one. This is where Hobbs comes in.
Oh, Hobbs recruits them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hobbs
because they
comes
need to
in-
catch these. Like,
he finds Toretto.
Oh, this is
he
the
comes
one
and finds him.
where Hobbs' crew, right? He has a
Yeah,
whole big
yeah,
crew,
yeah.
and they go and find him at the beginning.
And
right?
they all get decommissioned or something like that.
so they're tracking Owen Shaw.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hobbs
okay,
is tracking Owen Shaw. And
So it
he-
was
he
5 when they were in like Brazil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5
Yeah,
was
okay,
Brazil.
okay,
okay,
Five
okay,
was
okay.
Brazil.
I
Right.
seriously
Yeah.
watched this
They were
yesterday.
homies in 6.
Yeah.
They were homies in 6.
They were all off doing their own thing because they're all rich now.
Right,
'Cause
yeah,
they're-
yeah.
But
Oh,
they,
that's
they
right.
were still
That's right.
wanted because he didn't get them.
Right.
He didn't get anything cleared. They
Right.
were still wanted, so they were all places where they couldn't get extradited back.
Yeah.
So like,
So
what's it
Han
called?
and Giselle were in like China
Tokyo.
or Tokyo.
Tokyo, yeah.
That scene was tight where they come and she hands them the phone and they're about
Yeah,
to
yeah.
fuck people up
Yeah.
with guns and shit. That part was tight.
But anyway,
Where did Han get that kind of training, man? Like out of nowhere, Han's like a badass gun wielding.
because Giselle taught him.
Giselle
she's
taught
she's
him.
the weapons expert.
She is
Okay, that makes sense
totally
then.
the
Yeah.
weapons expert.
She taught him.
That makes sense then.
You know.
So let's get into my notes real fast.
Okay.
It starts with a sick race. That's what I wrote down, but then it wasn't a race. It ended up not showing the race. That's what it was. Right.
in 6.
Well, this
Yeah,
is the
at the
one where
beginning.
they're driving and they're trying to get to the house where
Oh,
Mia
yeah,
is
yeah,
pregnant.
yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah,
you're gonna be
Yeah,
dead.
yeah. You're-
Because
you
it
think
starts.
Paul Walker
It starts
and
at the
him
end
are
of
racing.
5
Yeah,
when
yeah,
they're
yeah.
racing,
And then they're
and
just
then
trying
they
to get
show
to the
up
house.
at like the
Yeah.
The
hospital.
villa or whatever.
Wherever
Because
it
they're I think somewhere in Italy or I don't know where they are.
Yeah, somewhere in
So I was
Spain.
like, oh
Yeah,
shit, a
Spain,
race, Rin and Paul. And then I'm like,
American muscle.
never mind. They're not really
Nissan.
racing.
But they were. And when they rolled up, Paul Walker was in the lead.
Paul Walker wasn't the lead.
His car pulls in first.
What's funny is Dom thought he was like super important, going to go in there too. Like,
yeah, I'm
gonna
the
go in there
brother.
while
Yeah.
the baby was being born. Like, oh, that's my kid. Yeah.
Like, Dom's out of here, bro.
Family. Dude, he says that way too many times in this fucking movie.
Dude,
I got
this is
family.
when it
I'm gonna
starts
bring that
becoming.
up actually in
Well,
7, I think.
No, this movie it is weird because when him and Owen Shaw meet up, he's like every man needs a motto or whatever.
Right.
And he's like yours is family, mine is precision.
Right.
So like it literally became like
That's-
The word.
That is the word.
like
The
your-
magic word.
Your life
He
motto
said it
is
30
family.
times between 6 and 7. I
He
swear
said
to
it
God.
30, and he said it 30
And
more
yeah,
times in
from
6.
then on, it's just like you can run a counter.
Oh,
like-
dude, it should be a drinking game.
oh yeah.
Oh, no, it shouldn't.
I'm just.
You're not trying to kill people here, man.
I don't even remember some of these parts, but I'm just gonna go through my notes. You know.
I did finish jumping up on this one yesterday.
I put
loved movies.
rap music. They actually played rap music in this one, and it wasn't tropical at the beginning.
It's true.
Side boob. I wrote that down. Don't remember.
Oh, dude, no. Whenever they're laying in the sheet, Dom and
Oh,
what's
Dom
her
and
name?
Letty.
No.
Wasn't Letty yet.
Oh, it was the
Elena.
new chick, the
What's her
Brazilian.
name?
Elena.
Elena.
Yeah.
Elena.
They're
Yeah.
laying in bed. It's total side
Side
boob,
boob.
dude. And even Allie was like, side boob, like straight up. It was good side boob too.
Oh, and what a sweet lady, right? Because they're like, yo, we have to tell you something. It might be Letty. She might be alive. And this chick's just like, go.
You have
If it
to
was
go.
my husband,
Go.
I'll
Yo,
go.
dude,
have to go.
at the end,
Yeah, what a
at
nice
the
lady.
end, whenever he was like,
Yeah.
Elena, you don't have to go. I was like, oh, he's gonna smash on both of them,
Dude,
dog.
I know, this is like some poly stuff.
I mean, that's
Didn't happen. I was upset because I was like, yo, if anybody could do it, it'd be Dom. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Dom could fuck Don.
Bring in Vince,
Dom
got the
could
whole
do
family.
it. I get too excited talking about Letty and fucking Elena, dude.
This was also whenever they started immediately being like, within the first 15 minutes, you're going to need a team. And then it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
suit up.
yeah. And then it shows everybody like on their cruises and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know I'm in.
Yo, whenever
When
Rome was in the plane, he's
yeah.
like,
hey man, my man,
I
we
got
gotta
these
turn this plane
vouchers.
around.
I got these vouchers. Taking you to this casino. I got these vouchers for you for a free buffet. Like,
It's like, you ain't never been to Macau since you went until you go with Roman. That's the way you got to live it. And then you got to turn around. Oh, hey, ladies, you're still going to go. I got to go do something else. Here are these vouchers for the buffet.
I feel like he makes the movie for me personally.
I do too. I
think
kinda-
he's kind of funny.
Honestly,
I mean,
the
Rome looks like
first
a
time I
guy
saw
in a Gimp mask.
Too Fast, Too Furious, I hated him. I hated him. It was too.
I loved it.
He was too bombastic. He was too over the top.
I mean, he's always been the comic relief. That's
But
his,
dude,
that's his role in the movie.
Yeah, well,
In all the movies,
Once I saw it again and I realized that, I was like, dude, this guy's hilarious.
All right, what else do you
Anyways,
got,
this one
dude?
is like Empire. Rabbit says Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, yeah.
because they get
They get their
stomped.
They
asses
get their
handed
asses
to 'em.
beat the
whole
whole movie.
time.
Oh,
dude.
yeah. Because Owen Shaw and his crew are basically the the polar opposites of Vin and his crew.
That when Dom brought that, or no,
When
not
Rome
Dom,
brought it up,
when,
yeah.
was it Dom or was
It
it
was Rome.
Rome?
Yeah.
Rome. When he brought that up, that was hilarious. And when he
He's
says
like, we
that
got
to
a white,
fucking
we got a
Brian,
white Hobbs.
when he says that to
He's like,
Brian,
this man is clearly me. He's handsome.
Brian, when did you grow your hair out? That part was so funny, dude.
Yeah. He's like, nah. He's like, you're the best looking blonde.
I fucking laughed so
that scene.
hard when
Yeah.
I really did. That was a really
Yeah.
good scene.
See, I think this one's really good.
Me too.
I did too. I
actually
enjoyed
like
it.
this one.
Yeah.
Six is
That
fun. Six
badass
is
car,
awesome.
that little the
Yeah,
flip car.
and
Dude.
that
Oh
was
yeah,
cool.
the scoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love what I love about
That's what
that.
Kanye was rapping about that car.
Poopity scoop.
What I love about in that first scene where she's hiding behind the car and then the car moves and then they flip
Yeah.
Brian. They do the same thing to her at the end, which I thought was
Yeah.
pretty cool
Yeah.
on the runway.
They do.
Can we talk about how long that fucking runway was right now?
Oh my
Or
god.
do you guys want to wait?
We can wait for
do you
that.
guys wanna
because
wait?
I was like, dude, this could have been taken off for 30 damn minutes.
Yeah, that was a long
Yeah.
ass
You know?
one.
Oh my god!
We'll get there. But when
30-minute scene. How long is this
Yeah.
runway? Sorry.
So when
We'll get
Rabbit
there.
was saying, this one's kind of like The Empire Strikes Back. I was like, nah, dog, this is Return of the Lead Eye, dude.
True.
And she
Because
did come back.
she
about
comes
that.
back, but she's like on the bad side. She's evil.
You don't
Yeah.
remember.
And Han and Tyrese, when they went on their missions together, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
Like
was
after
fun.
everybody split up. What did they split up for? I can't remember.
They had multiple leads.
They
didn't
went to go talk to
Oh.
that dude to find Owen
Who
Shaw.
made the
And
car.
The dude that made the cars,
and
yeah.
Giselle and the agent,
The chick with Hobbs. yeah.
whatever her name is, I can never remember it.
The backstabbing bitch is what her
Is
name.
what she was.
Carol Baskin. I'll tell you who it is.
They went to that, and then that guy called Shaw, and then after that they came in and killed the guy who made the harpoon,
Oh, right.
and
Yeah.
then they chased.
Y'all realize
dude.
that that's where they got all the harpoons from for the cars.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's where they came from.
I don't know if you. I don't know if you recall. Tej says, "I built my own."
Well, he upgraded it because he put the
Tej,
put,
yes, he
he put a canister
upgraded.
with the big NOS sticker on it.
He upgraded
Come on,
the
guys.
current model.
I want a technical
I'm just
Fast
saying.
and Furious movie where they only explain all the tech scenes
Yeah.
and explain where they get all their stuff.
Well, I want
no action.
I want a Tej side story.
Dude, I would love a Tej side story because Ludacris is the shit.
Hell yeah.
It's just Hackers. Just the movie Hackers.
The movie.
No, but it's also got some James Bond in there too.
Right.
Yeah, because he's like Q.
He's like Q. Yeah.
yeah.
And some Limp Bizkit. Because they're going to play that Mission Impossible song. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. And then there was a Sub-Zero fight with Tyrese and
Dude.
Han. That was sick as fuck.
Joe Taslim. So this is where they become action movies, like 100% action
Yes.
movies.
Yeah.
And they start getting Asian action stars
Mm-hmm.
to be in the movies.
To
Yeah.
beat the shit out of
So,
American action
yes,
stars, which is
and it's
awesome.
So Joe
Loved it.
Taslim, he's been in like The Raid, and
And he's Sub-Zero, right?
he's gonna be Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
so
The
sick.
night
I
comes,
didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
The Night Comes for Us. I think it was like a Netflix one. Anyway, it's like Indonesian.
The guy
If you haven't seen The Raid, it's one of the best action like
I need to
martial
watch
arts
that.
movies of all time.
I've never seen it, and I've heard nothing but good things about
Yeah.
it. It's right on my alley. I just need to watch
So
it.
good. But anyway,
But yeah,
Dude, they straight up
there
did a
was-
fight in that subway station like a
Oh,
mother.
they get their asses beat.
And I love that.
That was such a
Rome
cool
goes,
fight scene.
nobody needs to hear about this. Is they fucking limping away? I love that shit.
they do a street race, right?
With Letty, yeah, Dom and Letty.
Dom
don't
and
they?
Oh yeah,
Letty's
Dom and
race.
Letty.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh,
He's trying to-
yeah,
and he's like
to-
ride or die. Remember?
and she's like,
No.
I got amnesia. Who are you?
Yo, she's just playing it. She's playing it. Like she remembers that. Duh.
She member.
And they played techno during the race. It was dope. Yeah.
dude.
They kind of went back to the original.
The
Right.
original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag bring techno back. You know what I mean?
Hashtag
No.
let it die.
They started.
Hashtag
yeah.
let it die.
Let it die.
They started doing that in the last few movies where they would kind of
Right.
Branch out the music.
reference the original a little more.
Right. To where when they're racing and stuff.
Yeah.
Like doing a race.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we're throwing back to the old stuff. We throw some races in there.
We actually raced in this one.
I mean, I don't think
one
there
race in
wasn't
there.
ever. I don't think there's been one that there wasn't a race.
No,
but
I mean it's based
guess
on.
that's
I'm just
true.
saying this one was more like, they show like the music and the girls like walking around the cars. with
Okay,
these
hold on.
Short skirts on.
My wife
Yeah.
made a good
was
point
like-
that I have to bring up. Okay, they were in London, correct?
Yes.
they? Weren't they?
Yes.
It's London.
So they were in London. Did you see what those girls were wearing? London has maybe 15 or 20 good days a year. Do you really think that it was warm enough to be dressed that way?
Yeah.
Think
True.
about that fucking shit. Come on.
It's
Come
pretty
on.
far
I know,
north.
yeah, you're right.
It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
God,
gotta have it.
Those girls
You
weren't
gotta
fucking
have
cold. Quit playing.
couldn't even pay attention to the movie after that.
Ruined the whole thing.
Dude, I
Bullshit.
was like, I'm gonna have to bring that up. That's bullshit.
That is kind of bullshit, really.
You know they were cold. Those girls were cold. And they made them
Cold.
dance
Put
like
some clothes
that.
on. Put some pants on. It's cold outside.
You think Letty's gonna win, You think Letty's gonna win that race, but do you ever see him actually lose a race in this whole franchise?
Not yet.
No, not a real race.
I mean,
Not a street race. Not a
technically-
one-on-one street race.
Yep.
Technically, Brian did beat him
Yeah,
when he
but-
got hit by
Yeah,
that
but
train.
everybody knows that he let him win.
Come on, dude.
I think
Grow
yeah.
up, rabbit.
Oh, in the first one when they
Grow
jumped the
up,
train,
rabbit.
when they jumped the train track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was a tie,
I thought you were
wasn't
talking
it?
That
about
was a
in
tie.
5.
That was a tie.
Grow up.
Oh, I guess I must have spaced out, and then we skipped to the scene where they're chasing him down in that big truck. They're going after Shaw, Deckard,
The tank.
and then the tank pops out.
Oh yeah, when they're on the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
And the tank comes out of the truck.
Yeah.
Okay.
How'd you feel about that?
That was insane.
The part. Well, I felt bad, because he was just like running over people. In a car.
Yeah,
He was
true.
like
He was
straight up
murdering
just fucking
everyone.
crushing these. Just looked like Gravedigger on a bunch of fucked up cars. driving.
Can you imagine
Blah,
someone's
blah.
grandma?
Right, right. She's just going to
I'm
get some
gonna go
scones or some
visit
shit.
my grandkids.
I'm just going to work.
Yeah, dead. Like,
Some deadbeat dad's going to his
Yeah.
job so he doesn't have to pay child
Exactly.
support. He's never going to pay it now.
yep.
Yeah, because he
dead.
got ran over by a fucking tank.
Dude, I thought the
no
scene,
reason.
though, I thought it was really badass, though. Like,
No, it was a
I
cool
mean,
scene.
Yeah.
I
It
just
was dumb as fuck. Don't get me
he
wrong.
jumps and he hits him. How'd you know you were going to catch me?
That part. Dude,
Oh, yeah.
my God.
How was
So,
he
yeah.
not? How did he have feeling in his legs after that? This fucking would have broke his back. Let's fucking be
broke
real.
his whole body, man.
That was my. Whenever I said we see a scene in the Matrix, that was it. That was
Yeah.
the one thing where it's
Oh,
like, what? This is whenever the movies went full anime. You know what I mean?
It was cool shit, though. I'm not going to lie. I like
it was cool,
awesome.
and in in a comic book, it might
But
be.
you can't I mean, obviously you can because they did, and they made a lot of money doing it. But in my mind, you can't really just be like, "Oh, street racing is all realistic." Well, it's never. It's never been realistic. Never mind. I'll take that back.
I mean,
it's never been realistic.
It was realistic till like these sets of movies.
Right.
It was realistic until I realized that cars can't really do that. You
really
can't
do
drive
it.
they
under a
can.
semi truck.
Yeah, you can.
NOS doesn't work that way. None of that stuff is real. All that's fake.
I don't know if you've
All-
ever played Need for Speed.
It's really true. Need for Speed was a wonderful game.
It felt like that
Dude,
to me.
You're hurting Rabbit's feelings. Like
No,
he
I'm just
looks like he
listening.
just found out Santa Claus wasn't real.
No,
Some
Rabbit
of the
knows
shit
these
you're
things.
saying,
All of
he's
this shit.
like,
I mean, come on.
No.
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't.
I'm trying to I'm just listening to everybody's.
Let's lower the
Differing
mini
opinion.
rabbit and let's prove it to Wahl.
Is that what we're doing?
No.
You're saying like when Paul Walker says I'm going old school
That part.
and he drops it down.
That's in.
Was that?
That's
That's
in
in
8, 7. That's in 7.
7, I think.
Because
Yeah.
he has the hacker, whatever her name was. I can't remember it, but
Yeah, it has to be in 7
Oh,
because
yeah.
it wasn't
that was in
eight.
7. He goes,
Ramsey?
"I'm going old school, Ramsey," and he
Yeah.
hides under the.
Yeah.
hides under it. And they
That
can't-
was a good one. Oh, yeah, we're gonna talk
that was
about it.
sick.
Well, he said you can't go under a semi. And I was like,
Yes, you
okay.
can.
You can't.
Anyways.
Letty fucking did it in the first
Yeah,
one.
very first movie.
I know you can't do that in real life.
And
It
you know
doesn't
what?
matter. It doesn't
It
matter.
makes you wonder how many people died trying that shit after the first movie when they're like, "Yo, you can do that shit."
So I used to have a 3000 GT, right? And that thing was
remember that.
low. It was the lowest car I've ever had in my life. It's very, very low to the ground. I remember looking over to semi, and the bottom of it's like right here, and I'm like, dude, there's no way. That's right here. And I'm in a very low car. I'm just saying.
It just depends on what they're hauling, you know?
Okay, Okay.
Ass.
I'll take that. No, it doesn't. But I'll take that.
So you better hide that big ass forehead. That's what it
That
me.
was the best
He's
part.
like, you better hide your baby oil. He's like,
yeah.
you better hide that big ass forehead. And then Ludacris spits his beer out of his mouth, and it was not part of the script.
Yeah, that was
He
ad
spits his
libbed.
beer out of his mouth.
That was amazing.
It's the best part.
That was so good.
If The Rock is good at anything, he's good at talking shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen WWE.
Yeah,
he
that's-
was the best.
Yes.
He is
Dude.
the GOAT at talking
I mean,
shit.
The Rock is dope. Honestly, like, and I think that it's noticeable when his lines are written and when they're not, because it feels more. It feels less cheesy when
top.
when he's just
it's
talking.
over feels more The
it
Rock.
sounds
Yeah.
terrible.
Feels
When he
more,
says
yeah.
"some bitch," that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But whenever he says a fucking stupid one-liner, I back that because it's actually funny. Because
Yeah.
There's a few
funny
times
guy.
though where I was like, maybe I don't think it was this one. I think it was maybe when was he in the first? Was he in 5? For
Yeah, he
the
was in
first
5.
time?
That's where they brought him in.
That's
This was 5.
he had some one-liners in that one where I was like, oh my god.
You could tell they kind of had more. He had more license with
Right.
this one.
Oh
to do
yeah, in
things.
5 he wasn't important in Brazil. He was like supposed.
They were just like,
Yeah.
we're hiring you to get sweaty, dude. Just sweat, okay?
Just sweat and make us money.
Yeah.
And he did.
He did.
And that's all the notes I have for that one.
Well, no, you didn't mention 1327.
What is that? I can't remember.
That's their address to the house.
Oh yeah,
get their house back.
Yeah,
He
they
he
get
goes,
their
"What
house
do you
back.
want?" And he
Yeah.
said
1327.
1327.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
get
didn't
their
know
house
what.
back.
And then that
I
motherfucker
didn't
blows
remember.
up in the next one.
I like.
I forgot about the airplane. Is it the airplane in this one or in
the
7?
airplanes in
That's
7.
7, dude.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this one was the tank. That
This
ended
one
with the
was
tank.
the tank.
Yeah, ended
Yeah.
with the tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the big chase in the Matrix and stuff.
Yeah.
How
did you know you?
That's what should happen.
How did you know there'd be a car there to break our
Whenever
fall?
she
I did
falls,
it.
whenever Letty falls, we should just edit Neo coming in and like swooping up and rescuing her.
Dude, like when he saves Trinity.
Oh, that's good.
But
Hey,
I mean,
man.
the longest runway ever. Come on.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into that one fast.
Yeah,
No,
that's
that
seven.
was,
We did-
that
we-
was,
we
did-
no,
Oh, no,
that was 6.
Was that 6?
Because Shaw gets hurt falling out of the plane. Remember?
Oh.
Was that only 6?
Yeah,
So
that
the,
was a 6.
the tank was the middle
part.
of the
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That
Okay.
movie is like
Yeah,
Star
yeah, yeah.
Wars.
And it's
It just
super
keeps
long.
going.
Because it's
long.
super long, and then when you think it's over, there's one more fucking chase scene.
Okay, so
Or
this
it's like
is
Lord of
the
the
one
Rings.
Right.
It's like,
where
dude,
like
come on.
everyone dies at the end or whatever.
Oh, when Giselle dies, dude, that hurt my heart.
That hurt my heart too, dude. Like, come
Giselle
on,
does
man.
That sucked.
Because
Can they just
said
not
songs-
afford her? Is that what, couldn't afford to pay her the next movie or what? Because
Oh,
she
I
was.
think Wonder Woman was coming out right
I
after
think
that.
she-
weren't
yeah, I
they?
think
Weren't
she
they
had
going to
to
film for
go
Wonder
do
Woman?
She had to work out after
to
that.
get, she had to
Yeah,
get
she
She was
jacked.
way too skinny. She had to
She was
knock
way
knees.
too skinny.
But
I mean, she's gorgeous.
She still headshotted
Beautiful.
that dude as her on her way down.
Yeah, that
Right.
was pretty tight. But I'm
That
just
was
telling you
tight.
right now, I probably wouldn't kill myself to kill some. If she was about to kill one of my friends, be like, "Yo, you kill him. I ain't
would've
fucking kill
been-
myself for him."
But you could have been like, turn around.
Shoot that guy! He's coming! Shoot that guy! You know, I got it. I got it.
Behind you.
Also,
behind
too,
you.
like like I was telling Rabbit, like after that happened, they're like all celebrating and stuff, and like standing around, and like, did anyone check to see where
See,
she fell?
That's another
Like,
thing.
go look for her.
That's what I want to know too. What the fuck?
Dude, that was like
they could
20
potentially
miles
bring her
behind.
back.
Well, see, my point.
That was like 20 miles ago, okay?
You say that. Well, Shaw survived. He fucking
Yeah.
did the same thing she did.
Spoilers, dude.
Dude, what if they both come back?
Yo,
Listen, they have
Well, Shaw
more room.
survived.
Well,
They
I
have
know
more
Shaw
room to
survived.
bring her back than Han, and he's in the Fast
Yeah, 'cause
9
it-
trailer.
So what's to
So,
say that
they
she's
didn't,
not?
dude. He did. They
That's
didn't
true.
show Han dying in Tokyo Drift or in 7 when Deckard Shaw's walk. They show it explode, but you can survive an explosion.
Yeah, Letty did.
Well, to be fair,
true.
Phoenix
That's true.
shot the car, and it just kind of blew her
Out of the
several
way.
Right.
yards out
Blew
of the
her.
way.
But when
Wow.
you, yeah. But when you see it the first time, it just shows her blowing up in the car, and then when they show it again,
It's true.
Then they show a different perspective where
Right.
she wasn't in the car; she got blown, kind of.
Away from the
But Han, with the Han,
But they could do
thing-
the same thing with Han.
Yeah, but still, he was like dead as fuck.
Yeah, he was pretty. Dude, like they had a funeral for the man, dude.
Yeah,
They
that's
a whole
true. They had a funeral
Well,
for
they,
Letty, too.
Letty had a gravestone too.
True.
Letty has a gravestone and a grave.
And she's like, "What are you doing here?" And he goes, "Something I should have done a long time ago."
with his sledgehammer.
Oh,
With
is
his
this
motherfucking
what 6?
sledgehammer.
What was it? Is it good or bad?
Oh, Dope or No?
Dope or No?
Dope.
I
Six
think
is
it's dope.
I kind of feel like it turned into one of my favorite ones.
6 is dope.
Yeah, I mean, it's like in
That
between
okay.
half and up.
we
but it's
kind
like,
of we kind of skipped over it, but that whole airport scene, even though yes, the runway is very long,
Very long.
that
Very
whole
long.
airport scene is badass.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like
Well, it's Die Hard too.
Right.
they suck up that one car into the jet engine, and
Oh,
like,
dude,
dude,
That was so cool.
it's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we didn't even talk about where Rome and Tej were getting drugged by
Yeah.
the wing with that fucking
Yeah.
harpoon gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
and they were fighting inside the plane at the same time. They were fighting that
There were
big
three
ass.
fights going on.
Oh, that was so cool, dude.
That fight, well, there were 3 fights.
And
2
they-
in the plane.
Yeah,
right?
and they kept like switching who was fighting who.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that scene was sick as fuck.
Dude.
I thought
Oh,
one
that
was
chick
pretty
was a
cool.
double crossing Carol Baskin bitch.
Yeah,
She
that's
was.
true.
She was.
She
I
was
still
double
think
crossing.
she's
Which one was it?
fucking
Who
hot.
did?
Big buff.
The big.
girl.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
The other
Hobbs'
The
is
Deadpool
fighter.
chick, right?
Yeah, she
When he
ended up
says,
just
"You
working
coming,
for
babe?"
Chick. Yeah.
You coming, babe? And she's like, yeah, of course. I remember like, what the
I
fuck?
wanted her to throw something. I was like, that bitch.
I loved her. Not anymore, though.
She was my friend.
You were my friend before this.
I thought you were my brother.
Let's get into Fast 7.
All right.
It's all right.
This one
I
is
love where it picks up straight away.
Yep.
I love that.
When he's in the
81%. 81% on Rotten
Is
Tomato.
that just because Jason Statham was in it?
I don't know.
dude.
Because
I don't understand why it got that high. And
I
the
do.
other ones
Because it's
didn't.
awesome.
'Cause it's
No,
fucking
I don't
awesome.
understand how compared with this one, the other ones, that this one is so high and like
This is
part
why.
1 is so low.
So is
Because
it,
the
is,
critics
I wanna-
finally realized
is
how
this the
badass
one-
it was.
Fast 7, this is the one that's like the highest grossing one.
this
of all
is the
time.
highest
Yeah,
this
grossing
is-
one,
And it's
yeah.
like the
Jason
third.
Statham. That's all you need to say.
It's like
like
the
a-
second highest grossing
Universal.
Universal film of all time.
Right.
So
Jason
we'll just leave it
Statham
at that.
was in it. I don't care for the guy because he plays the same guy in
Statham.
everything.
I
But
saw a fan theory that he's the same character in every movie. He just has different code names.
Could be.
true.
Yeah, that's possible. No doubt. I mean, they based his character off his character from the Transporter.
Yeah, they said
Yeah.
it's the
Well,
same
In
guy.
this,
so
in this
That's a-
universe.
So Allie has
Every one of them.
Allie and I discussed a theory.
Yeah, go
You
ahead.
remember at the end where he's in shackles and he's in prison?
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's where Death Race came from.
Ooh.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, but Death Race is
Connected.
set like way in the future.
I
though.
know, not really.
Isn't it?
No,
Not way.
it's not like way in
it's
the
just
future. or anything.
Detroit.
It's just in the future.
It's Detroit. It's modern day Detroit, man. Go. It's like that
No,
right
it's
now.
like post-apocalyptic.
yeah, Detroit.
Death Race is like post-apocalyptic.
So it's Detroit.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think it was.
I think
dude.
it's supposed to be.
I think
yeah.
it's like 20, like
20.
I haven't
20,
seen it.
like I don't know.
I don't think, but I'm just
I don't
saying.
know.
She
Isn't
was
it
like,
weird
"Is
you
this
could
how
say
Death
20
But
Race
that is a
started?"
cool theory,
And I was
though.
like, well, because he got set up to have to go to prison
Yeah.
to be a driver in Death Race, but still,
That is a cool theory.
that's fucking pretty.
It's fucked up to say 2020, like post-apocalyptic 2020, and it's like that's now.
no, I'm saying like
world's
no, it
ending.
was like 2050.
I'm just saying,
Like-
like you're used to saying future dates,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
2020 would be a common one, like
Yeah.
growing up.
We're supposed to get hoverboards in what 2015.
15, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Back to the Future.
Thanks a lot, Steven
2015.
Spielberg.
Thanks for letting
Empty
us down.
promises.
But anyway, I do love
Yes.
how Deckard Shaw walks out. He gives his brother the gun and then walks out, and everything's
You just see mayhem.
fucked up. Yeah.
You know?
And then he shoots that guy again, and then he gives him a grenade.
Just walks out.
Yeah.
Gets
and
in a
then,
sick
and then
ass
they
car.
cut. They show Hyundai again,
Yeah.
right? This is the one.
Well, yeah, because
that's when
Deckard
he
Shaw
calls-
was the one who.
And he calls him after
Yeah.
he blows up his car. He's like, I'm coming for you, or something like that.
Yeah.
Brian, get down! And he runs, and
Oh, dude, I know.
when he
And
shuts
blew
the
up-
door on his son, that's fucking tight. How he protects
and he's
his
like
kid.
blasts his face on the thing. That was cool. That was a cool scene.
It was a cool scene.
Isn't this? This is also the. Isn't there a race after that too? We see Hector. Is this the one where she punches
Well, yeah, they
Hector?
go back. She punches Hector. They go to
Yeah.
race wars, and she's like,
Oh,
"What is
yeah.
this?
Race
Race
Wars.
wars."
He's
She's
trying
like,
to get
"What's
her
that?"
memory back.
Yeah.
We created it. Or we started it. Some
This
shit.
is our baby or whatever. I don't know. Family.
Yeah.
I probably said family.
yeah,
family.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
and she
she's
punches
all
fucking
smiley
Hector
in
the
this one.
face.
Isn't this the one where she
Yeah.
starts being all smiley? It's
Yeah.
because she doesn't know. She
But
doesn't
she
remember
starts-
how
but she
miserable
is-
she is.
But she is freaking out a lot.
Oh yeah, this is the one
Yeah.
where she like has.
She gets PTSD stuff and like
I also want to go ahead and say I'm pretty sure Shaw was banging her in the in 6.
Oh wow! Maybe.
I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there.
Well, I
you
mean,
pick
that's
up
a
that vibe
possibility.
when he goes in. Whenever she,
Well, he says he wants to like protect her.
What a
and all.
great
Yeah.
eulogy! I'm pretty sure he was smashing on it, dude.
Damn! Did
yeah.
somebody tell Dom that?
Dude,
Dude, Dom was smashing.
Well, Dom was
that
smashing
hot-ass
Lena.
chick.
Dom
But she was cool, dude.
He also, I think Dom also smashed on Giselle too. Don't fucking. I'm
Before,
pretty sure,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he
Han might
smashed on
have smashed
Giselle
on
too.
Han.
Before.
Yeah, Dom. They might have had a fucking devil's
knows?
three-way with Giselle. She might be into that, dude. Either way, I'm back.
Dom
Don't knock
looks
till you
like
try it.
He might like cute little Asian dudes, you know, like with that hair. You know,
dude.
It's like brushing it.
It's like, I wish I had hair.
I bet Han brushes his hair.
This one, what bothered me the most about this movie was they brought the guy back from Tokyo Drift. I can't remember his name. Won't talk like this from Slang.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that was. I thought that was fun.
thought it was
He's
a good
such
callback.
a terrible actor.
Except for it was supposed to be at the same time as Tokyo Drift, and he's like so much older.
He's like 20
now.
years older.
You can
Yeah.
clearly
older.
tell that he was
Yeah.
so
Not
much
only
older.
that, if you remember in Tokyo Drift, that dude rocked the shirt tuck all
Yeah.
the time, and his shirt was untucked, and it was really.
Well, he's lived in Japan for a
Continuity,
little
bro.
bit.
Continuity.
Yeah,
He
that's in my
learned that
notes.
nobody outside of Texas does that.
It says on my notes.
Once
it
you
says,
become Drift King, you untuck your shirt.
on my notes, it says they brought back Walmart Kid. I guess that's supposed to be.
Yes.
Back in Walmart. I like the way you talk. I like the way you talk too. That's all I can.
And
I can only
I
think
guess-
of Sling Blade when I see him.
I think
sorry.
it's a Hobbs line, a rock line. Find that some bitch. Is
yeah,
that-
dude.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Dude, that first fight with Hobbs and Shaw,
Oh, yeah. In
the first fight
Oh, yeah.
is legit.
Oh, in the office.
in the
When he's
office
like-
building. He's like on his computer.
Oh
the
yeah.
rock's
Like,
like,
he
"These
just walks
IT
up.
guys."
Yeah.
He's
And Shaw just goes like this. And
Almost
he like
done.
puts his finger up. He's like, we're almost
and he
done.
keeps clicking away.
And he's like, all right. And then he gives him an ultimatum. That part was fucking cool as shit. I did like that fight a lot.
It was cool to just see the raw power of The Rock, just like raw, and then see like the martial arts of Jason Statham and how they kind of played off each other. You know,
Dude, when he cuts his legs with that glass,
I
that
know.
fucking shit was great.
ooh, that made me hurt.
That was like some Tony Jaw shit.
I know.
well,
Well,
Guess what,
We're
bub?
gonna get there. Fun fact.
exactly.
Oh yeah. This is the one also where they like play chicken and just directly run into each other at like
Yeah,
80
what does he
miles,
say?
80, 90 miles per hour.
Reinforce
He's like, you
frame.
reinforced your chassis.
Oh yeah, reinforce your
Smart.
chassis. Smart.
Yeah, and then
Good
they
thing it
just
didn't kill me.
and then they get out and just start fighting. Like
He's got a sledgehammer.
They have to be
the best,
superheroes.
The best part is they do it twice.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you thought this was gonna be a fair fight?
They don't do it just once. They do it twice.
And then here comes
Because that's
Kurt
when Mr.
Russell.
Nobody shows up in the first one.
Yeah.
Or
Kurt,
the first time.
motherfucker.
Kurt,
Yeah.
motherfucking Russell.
Snake
Ego.
Bliskin.
Yes. But I was mind blown whenever they just wreck directly into each other, get out, and then
fight.
start fighting. I was like, what's going on in the writer's room? Cocaine?
I'm like, dude, I'm like at 30, and like I didn't think I could walk. You know, my back. Oh, my back. I wasn't even going that fast.
Doing rails.
pain that
Yeah.
Dom went through in this movie, like the physical pain and hurt that motherfucker was in. I don't know how he could even walk or function.
In all of them.
Yeah, dude fucking took a beating, and it
Yeah.
was just like, no,
He took a beating. He's been hit by a train.
Yeah.
He
Even
jumped
at
across
least-
the
hit by no
bridge.
train.
Yeah, at least in like The Dark Knight Rises, they show Batman. He's like his body's all fucked up from being Batman this
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
They never show Vin Diesel.
Dude, he's
always
got
like-
family. Family
he's like-
heals everything.
Family's everything, man. That's all you gotta know. It'll get you through all.
This is also the one where they're dropping cars out of a plane, right? They like
That was
parachute.
Yeah,
They
the
parachute.
Yeah,
parachute,
because they're like, we have to hit him here. Because Roman's like, I want to be in charge. I call the shots.
And Roman
Yeah.
doesn't
Here.
want to get out.
Yeah.
Dude, whenever he's like, Tej! He's like, I'm on it. And he fucking hits that parachute. And he's like, no! And he's
Hit the brakes,
stomping the brakes.
But when Shaw shows up and he's like about to fuck up Vin Diesel, and then all of a sudden he comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
That part was
That
awesome.
part was sick, but the part
But
that
I also
did-
love when he's like his car spinning in
You
the
just see him
background.
in the background spinning down.
They're all landing, driving away, and he's like, ah!
Dude, but the part of that scene that I did not get is whenever Dom was like, you might want to put on a helmet. And it just straight up goes backwards. When he was doing donuts, okay, why wouldn't you just have gone off or done something? Like, I didn't understand him flying off the cliff like that.
Or just like
He
ram
could have just
through.
went down. Like,
Oh, but we missed the fight with Tony Jaa
Oh, right.
Yeah,
and Paul Walker in the bus.
in the bus, too slow.
That part was dope.
That was
as
Tony
fuck.
Jaa is so badass, dude. Like
Yeah.
he
Yes,
is
he is.
very underutilized in American cinema. If any director's seen this, you're not going to see this. But if you somehow 50 years from now see this, you missed your mark. Tony Jaa should have been a star.
Shout out Captain Thailand. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Thailand, dude.
For real.
We're going to bring that mascot back.
Dude, I remember that.
Thailand.
Yeah.
Man, I
and
remember
then
that.
the bus is about to go over the edge, and Paul Walker has to get out.
That scene was
Climb
I was
over.
dude, watching
yeah.
that movie gave me anxiety.
Yeah,
Terrible
Run
anxiety.
up the bus as it's falling.
Oh, yeah,
And then
that
he
was
jumps. And
Who
who's there to
catches
catch
him?
Letty.
Letty.
He grabs onto the fucking spoiler.
Spoiler of the car. She was like drifts right over. Oh man, that was so cool. Oh,
Yeah, that was,
getting anxiety just thinking about
Dude,
that.
but
Tell me these movies aren't awesome.
in my notes.
Right now.
In my notes, it says the bus on the cliff, cue the guitar. So that's what I was missing. Whenever Paul Walker grabbed that spoiler, there should have been like,
Some Zach Mild.
yes, Zach Mild, bring it back. That riff.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, someone I can't remember.
What's kept me out of handcuffs?
For some reason, I don't remember.
You can
who
have
this
any
chick
beer
said
you
this,
want.
but she calls everyone out for being cliche action, like during the movie. I thought it was pretty funny because
Is it Ramsey?
I think so, maybe so.
Who?
Rousey.
Ronda
Ramsey.
Rousey?
Well,
Ramsey.
who was she in that movie?
No, it's Ronda Rousey.
No,
Rousey-
Ramsey
no,
is
Ramsey's the hacker.
the hacker chick.
Oh yeah.
The girl that was
Oh,
from
right,
Game
right,
of
right.
Thrones.
Gorgeous, mind
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Nathalie something.
Yeah, maybe she does.
She calls them all out for what they are.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, oh, the brains, the leader.
Right,
and
yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah,
there we
blah,
go.
blah.
Yeah, the alpha, the other alpha.
And he's like, there's two alphas in
There's
his
two
group.
alphas. And then I love when like Tej and Roman start fighting over her. Like,
Yeah,
I called dibs.
It's like
Yeah.
third grade.
and then we got like a random Ronda Rousey fight.
She was a
yeah.
I didn't understand.
They go to Abu
she's a
Dhabi.
guard.
They go
Yeah.
to Abu Dhabi first of all. The original car colors come back.
Yes.
Yes.
They call back the original car colors, which
Right.
is so badass with those supercars in Abu
That
Dhabi.
was so beautiful, man. I love those cars.
Dude, it's like Voltron, man. You got
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Got you got the color palette.
It's like
dude.
red, blue, maroon.
Yeah.
This is where
white.
okay.
They should make the cars combine into a big giant robot next time.
Oh my
Fast Nine. Fast Nine.
No, that's
Voltron.
fast. That's Fast X.
Fast
We're
X.
getting there. We're
No,
getting there. We haven't got there
V.
yet.
Fast V.
No,
10
Fast.
for Fast 10 for
Fast
Voltron.
Be Furious.
No, dude, V. V is 10 in fucking Roman numerals, isn't it?
X.
I thought,
they
X. That's what I'm
missed
saying.
their
Fast
chance.
X.
No, V would have
five.
been cooler
B's 5.
for Voltron.
Or it could just be VV.
For Voltron.
Fast versus Furious.
V
10.
plus V.
Fast versus V.
But they will eventually build a mech suit out of cars. It's gonna happen.
I'm okay with
That's
that.
what that's the end game. That's the Fast and Furious end game.
Right. and then
that was the
everyone,
idea of the first
dude,
one.
everyone who's ever died in a Fast and Furious movie shows up on your left.
Damn.
Or they're Force ghosts.
Dude. It's gonna
that's
be
what
so
we're doing?
sick.
Complete crossover.
They're gonna start phases of Fast and the Furious
Complete
movies.
crossovers.
Phase 10.
So, oh, never mind. I was going to make a Paul Walker joke. but that's
Sorry.
not right.
I know. I can't even joke about
I can't even
that.
joke about him anymore. I
can't.
respect him too much.
I
now.
really do.
All the Paul Walker bad jokes that I made.
Also, Statham, I wrote down Statham is like Mr. X. He just shows up when you forget about him
Yep.
in a scene just to beat someone up.
Well, he's always
he
hunt-
was
he's
run-
always hunting. That's
When,
the
I,
thing.
Yeah.
when he was
Always
running
hunting.
through the forest putting together a sniper rifle, I was kind of annoyed because it's like, all right, dude, come on, fuck off with that stupid shit.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I thought that was
But-
pretty tight.
He was
Put together a gun while you're running full speed through.
not
woods,
possible.
Woodlands. Well, that's why it's tight
No, it's not.
because he can do it. He
Now,
can do it.
Whenever he was eating that meal, eating his steak or whatever, and he's like calm. That's my favorite part about him in this movie was how calm he
He's always calm. He's always just always in control.
He's level headed. Always level headed.
And that's awesome. I wish that was real.
That's all the notes I got.
So how did this
Well,
one?
because you
end?
hated this.
What was
movie.
the? What was the?
It just,
But it's awesome.
It was just, it started uninteresting me
Let's
because
talk
of
about
how
the
ridiculous the
$3.4 million car that went through 3 buildings.
Yeah, that wasn't uninteresting to you. That was awesome, bro.
And
In
the
Abu
fact-
Dhabi when he drives.
Oh
the
yeah,
car.
I
He
forgot
drives
about
the
that
car,
part.
And then they get to that guy's shop, and he's like, "Yeah, you had to drive it through 2 buildings." And he goes, "No, actually, it was 3."
Three.
He's like,
Three.
"Oh, I'm
That,
sorry."
I think it was like I don't know how I felt about it. I had several mixed emotions
And
because I was like,
we did skip over the Ronda Rousey Michelle Rodriguez fight.
Right.
Because Michelle Rodriguez, I'm
Why?
sorry, she doesn't
Why
look
would
that.
you skip
I'm not
that?
a big fan of hers in most movies, but damn it, in that red dress, she has got to be one of the finest
Dude,
women I've ever seen in my life.
I texted Rabbit. I texted Rabbit on Sunday. He could show you the text message, and I was
got it
like,
right here, bro.
Michelle Rodriguez.
That
is
red
a
dress
fucking babe,
was
dude.
hot, dude.
I've been telling y'all this whole time.
You have been.
Dude, she,
I stand corrected. Corrected. She was.
dude,
I was
she,
like, damn.
not even in the red dresses
This is
in
so
general. She's just a babe, dude.
weird
Like,
seeing her smile throughout this movie. Though, 'cause
mega
she was
babe.
like, it was like super unnatural at times. So I was like, oh,
look, when she was rocking the whale tail in the first one,
No, I can't.
you
That's,
know that
no.
made you happy. Quit playing.
Well, maybe back then.
I do love
what's a whale tail?
the
And she
when
had
the
those
thong's
punk
sticking
rock ass
out.
boots on.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. No, those were goth boots, dog. That wasn't no fucking. Those weren't punk boots. Those were goth boots.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Dom's
They had flames on them.
fucking leather dress combat boots that he fucking had on
I don't
in
remember
that
that
scene?
I
Do you
didn't
not
remember that.
remember seeing that? Oh my god.
I have to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
You have to. He had combat boots on, but they were like real fancy and good
missed
looking
that.
combat boots.
Like Doc Martens?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Way cheap.
Way cooler. Oh, way cheaper.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, he had combat boots on that were like dress combat boots.
So, anyways, dope or nope?
Dude, how are we not talking about their wedding
yeah.
Oh,
and the end of the scene?
Hey,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is what
And Paul Walker.
I always forget about the notes.
Dude, this was Paul Walker's last movie.
I don't want to talk about that.
Someone
yeah.
else has to do some notes because I only do like
don't need
I
notes.
become
have my
brain dead. I
have my
become brain dead.
Dude, that end of that movie. Okay, so let me paint
right,
the picture
first-
for you. I'm watching this movie. I've been watching quite a few of them at this point. I know, of course, I know Paul Walker's dead. I know this. And for whatever reason, it just didn't dawn on me that this was that movie.
dude.
So I'm watching, like, yeah, that was a good movie. And it's a long time.
that
and like,
song.
wait, oh no.
That song
Oh no, what's happening? And he
killed me.
comes over and he pulls up and he smiles. And the waterworks just turned on. I mean, I was just like,
That's why I only watch this movie by myself.
He
I never watch Seven with anybody else. I always watch it by
ascends
myself.
into heaven when he takes that exit and he's
Yeah.
going towards the sunset.
split off?
Yep. Dude,
Like-
dude, I got chills talking about that. Right
dude,
now.
I got- yeah.
chills talking about it right now.
like,
But
I didn't realize how
And he's
much
on
I
like the
respected
beach.
him.
He's like on the beach playing with his kids.
that
Yeah.
hurt me, dude.
And then, or his
that
kid.
hurt me so
and then was
much.
like Roman starts like talking, and he's like, no. Look, man.
Yeah.
Like
I
Tej
wonder
says
if they
that,
had to
he's
go
like, "Look."
reshoot that.
And they just
Because that
They-
scene
they
where they were
reshot-
driving was not, that was CGI, Paul.
Yeah, that was his
so
brother,
before Star Wars replaced like Leia
or
and all that stuff,
or
they did
Toph.
that with Paul Walker in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like half of the movie was shot with Paul Walker before he died. Then the other half was shot with body doubles, which were his 2 brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and one of his brother did a voice double because they had sounded very similar, I guess.
And
So
then-
like the last half of the movie or scenes that haven't been shot were not Paul Walker.
Yeah.
And all of Mia's scenes, all of the actress that plays Mia, all of her scenes, he was already dead.
Really?
So she shot.
was hardly
she
in
shot
any of it.
all of her scenes after
which
Paul
would
Walker
make
was
sense
already
because
dead.
whenever
Wow.
when he calls her
Yeah.
and she's like, don't do this. And I feel like those two, that was sad. Like that was convincing. I wonder if it was really sad to have to film those scenes
Yeah.
without him.
Yeah,
you
of
know what I
course.
mean?
That's some real emotion, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, but on a lighter note, I got to get away from it. Whenever Letty and Dom got married, you remember that? Do you remember that part?
I think
Well, it's
so.
like
yeah.
a flashback to them. getting
Dude
married
was
or something.
wearing fucking white pants with a white wife beater.
Yeah.
And he's like, she goes, do you have a ring? And he's like, well, this do.
Well,
Which
this-
was cool
the
because it
necklace
showed why that necklace was so important,
Meant
which
so
I thought
much,
was
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
come on, dude. Oh, really? That's what you wore to get married that day? Fucking, come on.
Was it on a beach?
No, they were in a chapel.
Oh,
Yeah.
If I ever get married again, that's
The
all I
hell?
want to dress.
Dude, I'm same.
Like, I spent way
and
too much money.
oh god, there's so many things. The Rock.
Yeah.
Whenever first off, the drone. Let's talk about the drone.
Oh yeah, we forgot.
We
Yeah.
forgot about the drone. That whole scene was pretty fucking sick.
And when they're they're basically playing like hide and seek
Yes.
with Ramsey.
When she jumps out of the
And then
car,
she's
she
like
jumps
jumping from
to
car to
Yeah.
car.
Oh my god, that's how that is. I forgot how it ended. Yeah, that was so cool.
Dude, it was so good.
And
You
they're
know
and
what?
then
And drones
hot
chasing
potato?
him the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, that was so cool.
And then
No, this movie's badass.
and that's God, there's so much more that
I
I
must have
know.
lost focus or something.
Well, dude,
I don't remember.
You
a
must have
lot
got
of
too
it.
high and fell asleep.
when you tune out. When you tune out, you tune out, and it's just. Kind
Well, I
of
mean,
one of those things.
there's 9 of them.
That's true. That's true. But
That's
this
true.
movie,
So
7
you know.
is awesome.
I
It
thought
is
this
awesome.
one was pretty good, but like I said,
And then
it's-
we got Jason Statham v. Vin Diesel at the end. They
That
wrecked their cars.
fight
They
was
wrecked their cars
fucking
again.
But they
Sick.
both have reinforced chassis this time.
Yeah, and then they rip parts off their cars. No, Vin Diesel has those wrenches,
Yeah.
and then Jason Statham
just
just like
carries around with him
that are way
conveniently.
too big.
Somebody
Like-
always has a wrench in
Always.
as a
But
weapon.
the
yeah, but
part-
when was the last time you seen a wrench like
I mean,
this?
Like a
long?
giant
Honestly,
torque wrench. You
I
know?
have my dad's a mechanic. I've
Yeah.
seen. He's
I used
got
to be
a
a
couple.
I mean, I've seen them, but you just got 2 of those. Like,
But you don't carry them
in your
around with
car.
you.
You don't carry him in a car.
Yeah.
They're in a case.
Yeah.
You actually have them in a
But-
case.
The part that got me was whenever it split the parking garage, and
Oh, yeah.
Dom just goes. It looks like a hardcore kid stomping, and you're like,
Yeah.
"What? How did that? That's how you die? A stomp?"
Wait for the drop.
But that whole last scene, that last fight was.
And then he has to
awesome.
wreck his car because Vin Diesel always has to wreck his
One
car at the end.
Yeah.
thing
too.
that I can't fucking stand is how come he has to fucking wreck so many beautiful fucking cars.
Like
where does he get it
like
from?
He's the
I
best.
know.
Where does he get the cars
He's
from?
like the best driver in the whole
But
thing,
wrecks
but he
constantly.
wrecks his car every time.
It's like a good driver would not wreck his car, is all I'm saying.
And 2 more things. Sorry. First one is my daddy kicked your ass whenever The Rock's in the hospital and his daughter walks up to Dom and said, "My daddy kicked your ass." That part was fucking funny. And the part where The Rock goes, "It's time for daddy to go to work."
And he's like,
And he breaks that. We breaks that, which is not possible. You can't break out of a chasm. Sorry, I don't care who the fuck you are. Not even Rock.
Oh
dude.
yeah, but when he rips that fucking Gatling gun off the,
I know. He just rips it
tight
off.
as fuck.
he's like
dude.
he's like, woman, I am the cavalry. He's just walking down the street with his fucking Gatling gun,
He's like,
shooting that
Hell,
helicopter.
At the beginning, when he was like, "You and your team," he's like, "Team." It was all me. Like, damn, this motherfucker's crazy. But he wrecked an ambulance, and that was pretty tight. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give props to The Rock. All right, go on. I'm done with my stuff.
Cool.
So it's that. So 7, right?
that was into
We're-
7.
We're
All
still
right.
on 7, yeah. It's
Yeah,
long.
into 7.
Okay. So dope or nope?
Fucking dope.
Dope, dude.
Dope, dude.
That's fine.
You're wrong.
I
That's
just
cool.
lost it. It's hard to pay attention after so much
I felt that way
ridiculous
about
action.
I felt that way about the prequels in Star Wars. It's so hard to pay attention because they're kind of boring.
If you know, I've noticed that if I watch these and like back to back to back, it's hard to keep engaged. I have to
Yeah.
like take a day off.
Take a day. That's what I do.
You know,
I-
watch
I
one,
actually-
take a
I
day.
watched these 2 on Sunday, but I get what you're saying.
I think we watched this one when you were still living here, and it was like night, and it was like you ended up going to bed like towards the end, and then I was like I don't know, I was like sleepy
Yeah.
or something. So I wasn't
Something like that, yeah.
I wasn't very engaged, but I just this to me this is where they made the big shift into like we could do whatever we want as far as action. Gravity
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Dude, what if physics?
Like we could drive a car from building to building, and you
to
know,
building,
like-
you missed one. There's 3 buildings.
It was 3 buildings.
yes,
But this was, I was talking about this earlier. This was Die Hard.
right.
Hans Gruber's brother comes back and
Yeah.
avenges him.
Yeah.
Well, same thing for Deckard Shaw. That's where it just made me laugh that it was just Die Hard with cars.
Right.
But I love Die Hard, so it works out.
yeah, Die Hard's awesome.
It's still cool. I mean,
Fuck
like,
you, Mikey. I
if-
love Die Hard.
If somebody was like, "Hey, we could either sit here in silence and be bored, or go to the theater and watch Fast and Furious 7," I'd probably say, "I will go see it." You know what I mean? It's just saying. So
It's just fun. It's fun. It's fun action. It's fun action.
I'm going to ask Mike a question.
yeah,
Would you rather watch these or those incredible X-Men movies?
break my heart, dude. Break my heart,
Oh,
dude.
snap, snap, snap.
Break my heart. Why you always breaking up those movies, man?
You know he's sensitive.
You
Come
know
on.
we said goodbye to each other a long time ago.
Come here. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm just fucking saying,
Yeah.
dude.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
just saying.
I'm probably
these
Probably these, maybe these.
I just
What X-Men movies?
Like Rabbit
I don't
said,
know of any.
Like Rabbit said, if you just fucking go into it knowing that it's an action movie, it makes it easier to watch, and it actually is more enjoyable that way. That's what I had to do because I used to make fun of it all the time, and I've watched it so much now. It's like.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're fun. They're just fun movies to watch. It's like you get in a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You're not expecting a lot of the roller
Dude,
coaster. You just want it to
just
drop
like
you
this.
and
It's
do
high
this.
and low,
That's all you
Yeah.
want.
It's
And that's what it
drama.
gives you.
It's action.
It's like the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen.
Ridiculous.
Like, name another movie that is that ridiculous.
Let's drop the cars out of a
Awesome.
plane with parachutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So far fetched that you're
Exactly.
like, it could work. It's so crazy it could
It's
work.
so crazy, it just might work.
Exactly.
All right, let's move on to
Let's
the
move
ones
on
I
to
haven't seen. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Before we move
R.I.P.
on.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Paul Walker.
Deep Blue.
Fate. I watched that the other night too.
So good,
That
dude.
one's pretty good, honestly. It's-
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba.
Jessica
Yeah.
Alba. That's, she's like Eva Mendes for me, dude. I'm sorry.
So,
No,
anyways,
don't be sorry.
Fate of the Furious. 67% on Rotten Tomato, and it was in 2017.
Yeah.
Tropical music and a race. We're doing good already in
Yeah.
the movie. You
Were
know?
they in Puerto Rico
Well,
now?
not tropical. I don't like
Yeah,
tropical.
they're in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
yeah.
Letty and Dom are on
They're-
a honeymoon.
Yeah, because they all got their records expunged. So
Right.
they're like off living their lives now.
Right.
And he's there and he races his cousin's car, that little POS, and he's like, oh, it's like old school NOS. We used to do this back in the day, look at the little Coke can thing.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh, yeah.
how
He
that
says
works.
he says Busta, which he's talking about Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Buster used to do this trick.
Oh.
Oh.
So he like attaches the hose to the turbo, and when he pulls it, it gives him like a boost of air. It's like airflow.
Oh, okay,
so
okay,
he gets
okay.
that extra boost.
See, I didn't get that. I wasn't really paying.
But his turbo overheats
and it blows up.
and it blows up, and then he has to turn around his car and drive backwards, so the flames aren't coming in his
Always
face.
driving
so good.
backwards.
That was the
He's
cool-
always driving backwards.
It's so
That
good,
fucking Dom, dude.
Oh, that dog.
So
Oh,
good.
God.
That was
But
cool.
I love that he like gave that to Paul Walker.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they always kind of start throwing stuff his way.
Right. And you know, he wrecks into the freaking lake or the
Yeah.
ocean. That was so awesome,
Yeah.
honestly. In my notes, it says Dom is a role model. So
He is, because he goes and he's like, no, you can keep your car.
Right.
Respect's all I need.
exactly. So now he's like,
Dude, Dom's known everywhere.
he could teach kids, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
does
he's a
teach
family
kids.
man.
He's
you
a
know?
role model.
He's
Yeah.
a family man.
He's
He
Uncle
is a
Dom,
family
dude.
man.
which
dude.
leads us to the plot of this
Uh-oh.
movie.
Get it.
See, I was thinking,
Dun, dun,
I was
dun,
thinking to myself, what could they do with this
true.
franchise? What is more at stake than anything? Wait a minute,
Family.
family.
Well, first of
So-
all, Vin turns evil.
Yes,
Vin goes to the dark side.
He goes rogue. I've seen
And
that
we
Yes.
look.
don't know why.
He went Anakin?
because Angelina Jolie from Gone in 60 Seconds shows up.
Damn, does she have dreads? She had those little dreads,
Those
too.
blonde
I
dreads.
know.
Yeah.
And then he goes dark. What happens?
We don't know.
Charlize shows up.
Yeah, Charlize
I don't
Theron.
know.
Sorry.
Charlize
God,
Theron.
she's in that?
Yeah.
It's
But
Charlize
she
Theron.
looks
See,
just
no, I
like-
was
she
making fun
has-
of it because
she
she
has the
looks
blonde
just
dreads.
like in Gone in
Just
60
like
Seconds.
Angelina Jolie in Gone in 60 Seconds.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna
You have to.
Look it up.
Because
Yeah.
I did not watch this. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm sorry. I just couldn't.
And
Yeah.
she's stunningly gorgeous, but I do not like the
I'm
dreadlocks.
fucking.
Dude, she was hot monster.
So then they just pull they're pulling a heist, right? You're gonna need a team.
So him
Right.
and Letty are like on their honeymoon,
Yeah.
basically, and she shows up out of nowhere.
And
Well,
everybody's
when
like,
he goes rogue. Remember, that's whenever he splits. They call him in for a job,
you're right. They
and
call
then
him in for a job.
They do the job, but then he betrays.
Yes.
the team.
They go
Yeah.
steal that. They steal the MP, the
Yeah, the
EMP.
yeah.
They steal the EMP, and then when him and Hobbs are like,
He's like, let's
We're
go
gonna
home
split
and drink
off.
some beers.
we're gonna split off,
Yeah.
and then he's like,
And then he runs him off the road, and then
Hobbs is like, are you out of your goddamn mind?
son of a bitch.
That's so
Yo,
good.
she really does look like Angelina Jolie. That's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Does she look anorexic and nasty looking
Yes.
like Angelina
No,
Jolie?
no.
I think she
No.
looks anorexic. I don't know. I
I
like
love Charlize Theron.
I like
think she's
fit
fucking-
chicks, man. You know what I mean?
She's always fit.
Like Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman.
God,
Dude,
too bad I hate
Charlize
Wonder Woman.
Theron's always fit. She's
she?
never been too skinny.
Dude, she
I don't
looks
know, maybe-
great in
No.
long shot. She
No,
is
she's always
banging
fit.
in long shot.
Oh yeah.
All right, sorry. I think that's funny. Her dreads are
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. She
But
doesn't.
then also,
way better than that.
So he was like, when he goes to the team, he's like, The Rock says, and this is an example of like those lines that they feed The Rock or whatever. Because he's like,
That's funny.
I've seen the look in
Lines.
his eye, and I've seen that look before.
He's gone rogue.
Dude, lines,
Yeah.
rock,
Yes, feed
cocaine,
the lines.
rocks,
Feed the lines to The Rock. It also it sounds like we're talking about basketball too for some reason.
Feed him the rock.
Feeding those
Feed,
lines.
feed
Feeding
the rock on the line. Sorry. This is getting out of hand.
Go
I
hard in the
apologize.
paint.
Someone says, toss more salads.
Oh,
Isn't that a line? It's like
I didn't see it.
Hobbs and Shaw talk to
Because
each
they're
other or something.
because they're in prison.
They get imprisoned. They get put in prison together.
Oh,
Yeah, and they're
yeah.
close to
yeah.
each
Because
other.
at the end of
Hobbs goes to
7,
prison?
at the end of 7, Shaw's in prison,
Right.
Yeah.
and they show like the Hobbs locking him up, and he's like, "Better get to digging, boy," because he's like
And he's gonna
30 feet of concrete and steel. He's like,
And then you
"Let's
got me waiting right on the outside.
Yeah,
for you.
exactly, yeah.
So what
So-
happens on this one? Whenever Dom
Yeah.
double crosses them, when they steal the EMP, it's kind of a black op, and the guy that's was it Mr. Nobody
It's
that gave
Mr.
him?
No-
He says if you get
No,
caught,
no. It's the It's
It was a U.S. Army or something like that.
it's whoever Hobbs works for put him on this mission.
Yeah, and they said if you get caught, we know nothing. You're going to prison. We can't help you.
And
Don't
this-
get caught.
This is Hobbs.
yeah, they
Hobbs.
said it to Hobbs. So,
So-
whenever Dom double crosses them,
Hobbs gets caught.
Hobbs gets arrested and then sent to prison, the same prison that Shaw's in.
across the way.
Coincidentally.
And coincidentally, their cells are right across from each
Yeah.
other.
Right. And all
think
I
they're
wrote
fucked?
down was toss more salads because one of them says that to the other.
I think
one.
it's Shaw. Yeah,
Yeah.
they like
They do
talk
have
a lot
great-
of shit.
yeah,
their
they have
banter,
great-
their
awesome.
banter back and
Yeah,
forth is
it
so
is
good,
great,
dude.
especially in Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
That was
It
like
kind
one of
of
the
this
main-
movie.
They talk so
I'll have
much
to
shit
watch
to
it
each
then.
other.
You
That's
kinda do.
funny.
It's
it
really
bums me out
funny.
that Dom goes black, but I'm in. I like
Yeah.
that Anakin went fucking dark. I'm in.
Tyrese is number 11 on the most wanted list.
And he's pissed because he wants to be the top 10.
FBI's top 10 most
he
wanted
goes,
list.
Mr. Nobody calls him in and he's like, y'all are top 10 most wanted people on the FBI's
Like,
list.
9 of you are in the
And
top 10.
He says something and he goes, oh, not you. You're 11. And he's like, oh, man.
Well, my 11. What can I? So the whole time he's trying to like do stuff to make him be up to rank up higher.
I'm gonna have to go watch it. Now I have to watch it.
you have to.
I feel like I should.
And it's a
watch
good
it now.
movie. I mean, it's an action movie. So there you go.
If you've loved them up to this point, you have to watch
you
it.
kind of do. You're invested, bro.
I am invested.
You're invested.
I refuse to watch
oh,
Hobbs and Shaw.
Tormund shows
Oh
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
Giant thing.
and he looks like he straight up came off the set of fucking
Yeah, he just
Game
walked
of Thrones,
over.
like straight up.
He didn't do anything. Didn't take a shower. Nothing.
Yeah.
Just
walked
put on
over,
this. Put on this.
put on
jean
a leather
jacket.
jacket and it's good
And
to
just
go.
did the thing he
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tight.
creepy dude.
I'm gonna shoot you now.
What else? Tea and crumpet eating with criminal son of a bitch. What, I don't know what that is. What-
That's him talking shit to Shaw.
right.
The-
Oh yeah, that's what he says.
So basically, then
tea and crumpet
at some
eating
point,
son
at
of a
one
bitch.
point, all the cells in the prison unlock
yeah.
because Mr. Nobody's trying to get his way. He's trying to get Hobbs to work for him.
Uh-huh.
And Hobbs is like, no, fuck that. I'm going to prison. I'm going to do my time.
No, they were talking shit. Like if I ever get in a room with you alone,
Right.
I'm gonna. And then they're like,
And then all of a sudden the door's open.
And he's like, oh.
You know, Brian does the same thing when he goes
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
prison to see Braga.
Braga.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, oh,
If
you're
this
lucky
door
this
was
door
open.
was between us. And all of a sudden he looks over and just goes, shh.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but then he whips ass and it's
He
awesome.
does. He stabs him. Sorry.
But yeah, there's a badass like fight scene.
And it's like
Oh, yeah.
them fighting. Like Hobbs is fighting other prisoners. Was there?
Shaw's fucking everybody up.
Yeah, Shaw's just doing what he does.
I bet he throws off.
But
like
honestly,
6 people
that's
just
probably
off the top floor.
that scene is one of the coolest to see Hobbs's like his abilities because he's just a wrecking ball.
Yeah,
of
he's
like,
just kicking the shit out of
pure
everybody.
muscle, and he's killing.
Like there's an
It's so
inmate that
badass.
he doesn't like him. He goes over there and he beats the shit out of that guy. And then a guard comes up and he beats the shit out of that guy. And then like an inmate and a guard come up and he just like tears them in half. He
It's
just keeps
badass.
going.
Dude.
awesome.
It's so badass.
So then they're trying to like find Michelle Rodriguez and some of the crew catch up to Dom, and they like make an escape, but Charlize Theron like goes to make out with him right in front of everyone.
They sneak into their headquarters because they're trying
Oh,
to.
yeah,
They're
that's
trying to
right.
use God's Eye from 6 to find Dom.
yeah.
But then they find them, and as soon as they find them, they're at the place that they're at.
And then like a bomb goes off.
They explode, and everybody's going like, they're all shell shocked and whatever.
It was like some kind of special.
And then
concussion.
Yeah, and
device.
then when they're dipping out and everybody's like on the ground hurt, like she goes to make out with him, and he's kind of like, he just like lets it happen, but he's not like that into it. So then it's like everybody's like,
but it's right in front of Letty.
and she's like, that's not Dom.
Oh, he lost his memory too?
No. You find out
soon.
she's blackmailing him because what could raise the stakes more?
Heroin.
He has a kid
With Elena.
with Elena, and Charlize Theron has them in captive, and she's like, "You work for me,
Or I kill your
or I
kid.
will kill your baby."
He's a son. He's a son.
Yeah,
a
it's a
baby
son.
boy.
Oh my God!
So-
Why didn't I watch it?
Family.
Oh,
my
man.
God.
So I'm
That's the only thing that would make him
Okay.
turn.
I don't want to tell you all the plot points that
Dude,
lead
you
up to
can't. It
that.
doesn't bother me. That's totally fine.
Right.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's
That
what we're
sounds
here for.
incredible.
Yeah. Okay, so this
Oh,
is
you can spoil it for me. That doesn't bother. My feelings aren't hurt at all. I
So
don't care about any of that
apparently,
shit.
But you need to watch
like,
it.
Oh, I will watch
so
it.
you saw the side boob seed, right?
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's when it happened. So she tells him, go off and go find Letty. He goes and finds Letty, and she was
was pregnant.
She was pregnant after that. She was like, I was going to tell you after your honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
He never came back from the honeymoon because they went straight to that job, and then all that shit happened.
Damn.
Vin.
Interconnective tissue.
Yeah. It's nuts, dude. It
They
blew my
don't.
mind.
They don't
See,
leave
though.
too many loose ends.
Like
in the
how,
Fast Furious.
how is the Fast and Furious franchise better than DC?
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
at
They
putting
don't
these
leave.
movies
They
together?
don't leave too many loose ends in Fast
really
and the
don't.
Furious.
Yeah.
They wrap shit up very well.
Yes.
Now, it might be very far-fetched, but they wrap it up.
Or they leave them loose for
For a
3
reason.
movies later.
For a time.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
And then they
upset
bring
about
him back.
Han. They
Yeah.
should have at least left it a little more vague instead of had him choking on the gasoline that was spilling out of his car when he exploded.
I get straight up getting waterboarded by this gas.
It's possible.
But yeah.
It's possible.
But that was cool, though. When I saw
I'm
that,
gonna
I
have
was
to
like,
watch it now. I feel like I should watch it now.
I'm pretty sure The Rock tells Jason Statham to shut his dick garage.
Yes, he does. His dick garage.
That is a great one-liner.
Yeah.
A dick
And
garage.
they-
That's
No.
incredible.
At this point,
That's incredible.
At this point in the movie, they are talking enough shit at each other and kind of smirking afterwards that
Right.
you think that they're friends.
This is the whole reason they did Hobbs and Shaw.
Right.
yeah,
Because
they
their
work so well
banter,
together.
Yeah.
their
Friends
banter
in
back
this
and
one.
forth.
You know, Kevin Hart and The Rock, their back and forth was really,
Is
really,
really
good.
good, yeah.
And I don't care for Kevin Hart, but they were great
Well,
together.
that's funny because in Hobbs and Shaw, guess who shows up?
yeah. Oh, it's hilarious.
Dun, da, da, da.
I like how Buzz is like, let me stop you. That's funny when Kevin Hart, he's in that one. Fuck.
I'm just saying they were good together, but
Called it.
I
You
can
called
only take
it.
so much Kevin Hart.
It's got a small role.
He
but he's
is
in
a
it,
small
and it's
role in
very
it.
Oh,
funny.
because he's short?
Oh, Zinger!
No, man.
Oh man, and they're friends. Hobbs and Shaw are friends on this one. He's part.
They start becoming.
Shaw's part of
like,
the team.
yeah. They're forced to work together.
Yeah, they have
In
to
the
work
beginning.
together.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's
for
why.
Hobbs
But this
Shaw.
is where they
Oh,
get.
no, in this one, in
Okay.
F8.
This is where
F8
they get a
still-
huge warehouse of cars and
I
everything.
want to know where that stuff comes from.
It's in Washington,
Where does
D.C.
it come from?
Well, first of all, they're professional thieves now. They've been stealing shit for a long time. They steal cars.
Okay.
They steal
yes,
technology.
I get that. But okay, when they roll into town,
They've been
okay?
stealing since day
when
one.
they roll into town, like, oh hey, I'm gonna call you. Like in 5, I was talking about this earlier. They roll into town. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, let's meet at this fucking abandoned goddamn warehouse. They come with one bag. Where does Tej get all this fucking equipment? Oh, they just go steal it?
They go steal it.
They're in Brazil. They fucking don't have shit there in Brazil. You really think they just got these fucking computers just hanging out in Brazil where they cook all the fucking dope? No. Come on.
That's fair. That's a good point.
That is a very
That's
good point. I never thought that far ahead, honestly. But
See, I told you, I just fucking want to know where that shit comes from.
in 6, they're rich, so
You deserve to know.
Yeah, in 6, it makes
Well,
sense. They have
hey,
money.
Tej had a whole life before you knew him. Okay.
Bringing it back, bringing it back.
He was a rapper.
Yeah, ludicrous.
Yeah.
All right. We
Change his
can
name
keep
to
moving
Tej
on. We've
and-
been going on for a while.
Well, this is where they're on the ice.
Oh, yeah. This was the
This is
finale
when they have
on
the
the
tank.
frozen lake.
So they get whatever they want at the very
Yeah.
end.
So
and
there's this, like, they have
Tej
this-
has a tank.
Yeah, this giant warehouse full of cars, and like Roman's like, I want this badass.
Roman gets the Ferrari. Is
It's
it
a
Ferrari
McLaren
or
F1.
Oh yeah,
He gets a
McLaren.
McLaren.
Okay.
And they can
What
say
else?
they can have
They got
whatever car they
whatever,
want,
yeah.
but they're gonna be driving on ice. So these all people
Oh,
get these.
Hobbs has that
cars.
big ass truck.
Yeah,
That has like
The grill.
the front loader that goes.
it's like a blast shield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Totally gonna go watch it.
it's
Yeah,
insane.
I mean-
So these guys all have practical cars that will be good on the ice. Not Roman.
Not
He's got a
Roman.
McLaren F1.
Yeah.
So he's just there spinning out like crazy.
As soon as he gets on the ice, he's like,
he's like,
Of course.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
that's the one thing about this one that when it got ridiculous. Now I'm not even saying that it's shit anymore. It's just when it got ridiculous. It's just like you have parts that are ridiculous, parts that aren't. They're on a fucking lake and they're chasing a submarine that's under the lake and they're all on top of the ice.
yeah,
And it's
The
like-
submarine
and-
could just like pop up
Yeah.
and fuck them all over.
And,
it
and
does.
it's just like
Oh, but
the airplane thing. It's like how big is this fucking lake they're
Yeah, some
driving on?
lakes are pretty big.
it's in Russia, man. So I don't know. I've
So,
never
yeah.
been to
big
Russia.
ass body of water.
Yeah, the last 45
Yeah,
minutes.
I
is
can
like,
believe that one, but a fucking runway that lasts 30 minutes, you got to be fucking off with that one.
I don't know why that submarine doesn't just go like bloop.
That's what I'm
bloop,
saying. Just
like
start
three
hitting it and
times.
fucking it up.
Well, when it came up, it was epic.
It was.
It came
really
out of the
cool.
ice, and it's
Yeah.
fucking
It was
awesome.
badass.
this is one where they wanted launch codes, right?
Always on launch.
Launch codes.
Nuclear
That's
codes.
when you know shit's getting crazy with the writer's room. Is they turn a movie about racing cars into fucking launch codes to destroy the whole goddamn world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
From
Where are
LA
the
racing
Avengers?
cards.
Call the Avengers.
Dude, look at Triple X. At Triple X. Launch codes.
Well,
Triple X.
And it's funny that I said that to these guys last week. I was like, why don't we just fucking call the Avengers? And they were like, Mike, that's not real life. Fast and the Furious is based in reality.
That's right. It is.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't
Straight
know
up,
reality.
There's no superheroes in Fast and Furious.
I mean,
They're all
was
humans.
Brian?
They're all family.
His name was Brian.
He became a
that's fair.
superhero.
Okay.
He was like the Buddha.
The most adorable fight scene I've ever seen in my entire life.
oh, right.
Because Shaw shows up with his brother
Oh.
To rescue the
to
baby.
rescue the baby off the plane from Cypher.
Right.
And then he puts him in his little, like,
He puts his little covers on over his ears.
gives him some beats.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, his
Turns
mic
up
get a
his
little
baby
loud.
music.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
and then he's
so
like
the baby.
murdering everyone.
He's like running around with a baby and like murdering
Just
everyone.
killing people, chopping them up.
Dude, I have to see this.
He puts
I
it
have
down.
to watch it now.
Takes it off.
Yeah.
You doing okay down
He's
there?
like, "Hey,
Everything
buddy,
cool? Okay, I'm gonna go kill some more people.
And of course he's saying like, cheesy lines to him. Like he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, you're all right. Okay, you cute lucky dad. And then fighting everyone again.
Yeah, most adorable fight scene ever.
That's amazing.
Ever.
That's amazing. I'm in on that.
So then, also there's a point in time where the submarine wrecks through the ice.
Has to.
And then
inevitable.
Dom has to do what? Can you guess?
Wow, nice.
Ramp it.
Smoke them.
I was gonna say pull out 2 wrenches and fight the submarine, but
Fight
okay.
the ice.
No.
I would have guessed that too. That would have
Close.
actually
That's a
judges.
close.
You get that one.
You get half credit.
He
Of
wrecks
course
his-
he jumps it.
Yeah.
He wrecks his
and
car.
then he wrecks his car. They couldn't even just let him land. It was like a straight shot. He was like, "Vroom," and then when he lands, it goes. It's like,
And he makes
no,
that face.
we're wrecking it.
He makes that face as he's getting out, pulling out himself out of the driver's side window where he's going. Where it looks like he's taking a shit every time.
And there's always glass stuck
Yeah,
to him
there's
and shit.
always glass. Anyway,
He's always got to wreck his car.
Yeah, and I think
being
what
a
else?
team leader.
That's
What
pretty.
else?
I
You
mean,
guys?
there's more, but I mean, I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, I mean, we forgot about Helen Mirren, but that's fine. She's just a babe.
Oh yeah,
She's a Silver Fox babe.
that's that's Shaw's mom,
It's yeah, Shaw, Deckard's,
Deckard and Owen's mom.
and Owen's mom.
Oh yeah, he
It's Helen
called
Mirren.
his mom. there's
He called my mom.
there's a point in time during the conflict where Hobbs called his Shaw's mom. And they talked it out, and then later on he's like, "You called my mom?"
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
of course.
So
All right, do you want to
Dope or nope on this one?
I haven't seen it,
Dope.
but I'll call it dope. It
I liked
sounds
it. No,
dope.
I think it was fun. It was a fun
I'm
movie.
still doing just in the
love it.
middle.
I like them all,
because-
man. I really do. I'm
It has
driving on
moments.
this.
Pretty
But
good dope.
I don't know.
Mine are all dope. I don't-
Yeah.
To me,
Don't have
the old ones had more going on. Like some of the mindless action scenes are just like bore me because they're just trying to think of the most ridiculous, crazy shit.
And that's why it's dope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like.
To me, yes.
Right.
That
Like
is
I would
why
have
it's
never
dope.
thought of that
Yeah.
shit, man. I'm a pretty creative guy. I would have never thought like, oh man, let's make a cool movie. Yeah, we're gonna have him parachuting off this thing and have him drive through a building,
And then
somehow
three buildings.
write
And
a
then the
story.
coyote chases the roadrunner off the cliff.
And then somehow weave a story together to where it incorporates all
They
this
painted
bullshit.
a tunnel on a mountain. It made it look like it was a tunnel.
He dropped a boulder.
And then when the car drove through it, the first car made it.
Hit him with an anvil.
yeah.
Somehow the
yeah.
first car made it, but he did it. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, stick of dynamite. I don't know.
I mean, should we even talk about Hobbs and Shaw? Should we just call it? I mean, we've been talking for a while, right?
I mean,
I don't care. I'm down either way. I
to
know.
me, it's not that important, but
It's not.
It's
Personally, it's presented by the Fast and the Furious.
After
correct?
seeing
Right.
it, it's not a Fast
it's
and
part
Furious
of the
movie.
it's total spin off. But
Yeah, it has. There's no.
To me, it's not.
I don't
important.
even think there was a race scene at all.
yeah.
Was
There
there?
was cars. Though.
There was car. I mean,
they
there was-
used cars.
But didn't y'all say earlier? We talked about it. There hasn't been a movie where there wasn't a race.
That's true. There wasn't a race.
there
in
There
this
wasn't a
one.
race in
Yeah.
Hobbs and
So
Shaw.
then this isn't the Fast.
No,
and
it was a
Right.
straight up action movie.
It was just that same universe.
Yeah, it's
it was.
just,
yeah.
it's
But
not the Fast
it
and
was
Furious.
pretty dope. I mean, to sum Hobbs and Shaw up, it got a 67%. It was the last one made 2019.
Yeah.
And Idris Elba
It was like the
is
Terminator.
a fucking badass.
Dude,
Idris
he's a
Elba,
bad motherfucker.
yeah.
He really is.
He's
beautiful
literally
human.
like a Terminator
He's
in
a
that movie.
beautiful human. Oh yeah, I know.
They even call out Terminator whenever they talk about how this dude is like part cyborg.
Yeah.
Dude, he's
like unstoppable
Yeah.
force. Yeah.
And it really is unstoppable force.
got beautiful eyes.
Also, Ryan Reynolds is in this one.
They're best friends.
It's amazing.
Oh, it's
The
hilarious.
things
dude.
that they're saying to each other, I'm like, I don't want a Hobbs and Shaw. I want a fucking Hobbs and Locke, which is the name of Ryan Reynolds as an agent.
Dude, I completely forgot
Yeah.
that he
Oh
was
my
in
god, it
that.
was
Yeah.
so funny.
He goes-
That interests me a little bit. I
Like-
mean,
I completely forgot about
You can
that.
watch, that's in like the first 20 minutes
Dude,
of the movie.
It's hilarious
Yeah. Oh
because
my
he's
God.
like, why wouldn't you do a job for me? We're best friends, and he's like, no, we're not friends, and he's like, you always say that, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
So
so
good.
he's just himself.
Yeah, yeah.
Always
And
is.
he's like, if
Oh
we're
my
not
God.
friends,
I can't
how did I
believe-
get this? And
I
he
cannot
pulls out and he
believe
has
I
the
forgot
same
about
rock
He has
tattoo.
the same tattoo as the Rock.
It was so funny.
Dude.
I was laughing so hard. Like my wife is trying to work in the other room, and I'm laughing. She's like, "Shut up."
All right,
Damn.
you win.
I do need to watch Hobbs and Shaw again.
I might watch it when I go home.
right.
Honestly,
Yeah,
Let's call it
all right, let's call it. You know, Hobbs and Shaw was cool. It's, not
honorable
really.
mention. Honorable
honorable
mention.
mention.
Yeah, it's an honorable
yeah,
mention.
I get. It's dope. I liked it.
It was fun.
If you, to me, it was dope
To me, it
because
was like-
it's not even. It's not a Fast and the Furious movie.
Right.
So that's like how it can be ridiculous. And they still didn't do as ridiculous of shit as in Fast and the Furious.
I don't know, man. The
If you
guys
don't count the
straight
cyborg shit.
I don't know.
Well, you can't not count
Dude,
the cyborg.
the cyborg shit
It's
is
about
like,
the cyborg shit.
is pretty intense that they went in that direction.
They
Yeah.
did. They did it.
I think that's
So-
what Han's gonna be a cyborg.
They basically made a man car.
And then he
Whenever
also
he
says,
is on the motorcycle. And
They
the
put
motorcycle,
Nos in. They
bends-
put Nos inside of
The motorcycle
Idris
straight up
Elba.
like bends itself in half.
Yeah.
And he hangs off of it, and it goes underneath the freaking semi. It was cool as shit.
He literally calls himself the Black Superman in this one.
Yeah.
And then there's a part where like I think Hobbs is watching him in his rearview mirror or some shit, and he goes, "He really is the Black Superman."
There's some funny parts.
Oh yeah,
the
and he
banner
goes.
is really good.
So they made fake identities, and then they just give The Rock his, and they were like Mr. Mike Oxmall, and he's like, they call me Michael. Dude, I mean, it's pretty it's pretty funny.
I'll have to watch it now.
All right, well.
Rabbit's
Yeah,
gotta go pee.
but I want a
so bad
Hobbs-
right now. Dude.
Hobbs and
Look
Locke
at him. He's
movie.
not
Rather
even-
see that.
He's not even paying attention.
But yeah,
I'm
Rabbit's
still
gotta
in.
pee
I'm
so
still
bad,
in.
dude.
I'm still in. Yes.
But yeah, okay. So just to sum it up, like it doesn't seem fair to the ratings to me because part one got a 53.
Which is the best one.
Part that's what I think.
Yeah.
That's the best one
Part
for
two
sure.
to me is the best one.
Part two got a 36%.
5 is amazing, but
me,
2
5
is
is
my
the best
favorite.
one.
2 is my favorite.
Yeah.
3 got a 37%, which that one's badass too to
I
me,
thought 3
honestly.
was really
Yeah.
good
So good,
too.
too.
4 got a 29, 5 got a 77, 6 got a 70, 7 got a 81.
6 and 7 were dope as
Second
fuck,
highest
though.
grossing film
Yeah.
of all time
8 got a 67.
for
so.
Universal.
4, I agree with 4. 4 should have been a
Yeah,
29.
4 was like the
rough.
most lackluster
Yeah.
one.
4
to
is
me.
the worst. In my opinion, 4 is my
Because
least
that's where they're
favorite.
driving through
Yeah.
the caves.
And if you,
and
but if
all
you
that
think
shit.
that 4 is better than 7 or 8 or 6, you're out of your mind.
Okay.
I don't.
You're
I don't.
out
And
of
if
your
I
mind.
okay, then I'll agree with you on that. I don't remember what I said for 4 if it was dope or nope, but
It was okay. I put it.
But-
in
I think that's the only one I said nope on.
I think
Yeah,
all
you
of
should know-
these
yeah, you should
are
know.
entertaining as movies, but like
Right.
whenever you're the first half of your franchise is like a lot about just racing cars and like being like street
And
people,
then they
like you
get-
know what I mean.
They get launch codes after that.
And then the
Yeah.
second half is
I
like
feel it was a little
launch
more
codes.
gradual than that, but if you watch them in order, it's a little more
It
gradual.
is,
than
yeah.
that.
When it gets to 5, that's when they do both of them very well in 5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think
race
the
and they
the safes when they're like juggling the safes around, like that's when it
fun.
started. That was the moment
Yeah,
that
that's-
they
And
were like,
pulling it.
we
5
do
is
what
when it
we
started,
want.
yeah.
Charger. They were pulling it with 2
Yeah.
Dodge Chargers,
Yeah.
but it was still cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those are like those Hellcats, though.
Yeah, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
okay.
it's fine.
Totally legitimate.
Duh, Hellcat could do that.
Everybody knows that. Dude, you better end it. Rabbit's about to. He's turning.
I know. I gotta go too.
turning
I'm not gonna-
All right,
Let's
well,
pass out.
that was
just
that was
passes out
Fast and the
and
Furious.
himself.
Hey, leave us a comment. Let us know what your favorite Fast and the Furious movie.
Please.
And if you think any of them are awesome and we think they suck, or vice versa, let us know
Please.
because shit, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
a dude. I don't know shit.
Anyways, also, if you have any questions for us or any suggestions on things you want to see us do, hit us up at worshipattributenerd@gmail.com. We're open for suggestions, and we want to know if we suck or not.
Or just leave a comment.
Yeah, or leave a comment.
Ask us a
Fuck it.
question.
Do anything.
I like answering questions.
It's true, it does.
I talk all the time.
Anyways, guys, thanks for watching,
Thank you, guys.
and see you later, nerds. Bye.
It was, dude. We went way too long.